What is up, friends? I am back from my trip and I am excited to start reacting to a bunch of great movies and shows with you all again. So if you didn't know, I didn't upload anything last week because I was gone. I was out of town, but I am back now and I have a lot of great things coming this week. So I hope you're excited to join me for a bunch of good stuff, including a new reaction series tomorrow, which I hope you're excited for. I know I'm excited to check it out. Something a little different than what I've done so far, so look forward to that. But for today, I am excited to get into one that has been suggested for quite a while, since almost around the time I started the channel, The Last of the Mohicans. It's another Michael Mann film, who was the director of Heat, which was another movie that I loved, that I reacted to for the channel, as well as stars Daniel Day-Lewis, who I got my first little taste of his acting in There Will Be Blood, which I thought he was phenomenal in that, and so I can't wait to check him out in this, especially after the comments that you guys have left about how he basically changes into a different person in every role. So I'm excited to see his performance in this. I don't really know anything about the movie. I'm guessing based off the cover of it that it's some sort of war type movie, because I saw a gun, and so I'm assuming there's some fighting in it. But other than that, I really don't know anything, which is how I like it. So I hope you're excited to watch me check this out for the first time, and if by the end of the video you do enjoy it, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. That helps the channel and helps the video reach a lot more people. And so if you'd like to watch along with me for the entire length of the movie, definitely check out my Patreon, link in the description. That's where you can find my full reaction to that, where you will obviously need your own copy of the movie as well to watch along with me, but that's where you can find that, as well as all the other full-length reactions from the things that I've watched on the channel as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into The Last of the Mohicans. Just with the rate that I was uploading before the trip, it feels like, even though I've just gone a week, it feels like an eternity, so hopefully I remember how to do this. Michael Mann. He's back. I expect a lot, especially combined with Daniel Day-Lewis. Ooh, that soundtrack has me pumped early. I have a feeling the music's gonna be real good if that's how it's starting. Love the lighting already in these shots, mixed with some of the fog there as well. Super pretty. Oh, dang, took that thing down in one shot. Even just that shot, I'm like, how is this guy the same actor who was in There Will Be Blood? Just doesn't even look the same. If I didn't know it was Daniel Day-Lewis in both roles, it would probably take me a long time before I realized.
So what is it, Jack? What brings you here?
French and Indian Army are heading south out of Fort Caroline to war against the British. I'm helping to raise New York's militia to fill the Crown's levy.
Are the people here gonna join in that fight?
His voice is so crazy. It's just so different than his There Will Be Blood. Since this is only my second time seeing him in a role, I'm probably gonna have that feeling a lot throughout the movie of just being like, wow, this is such a different person.
His Majesty King George II is very grateful for your support.
How far up the valley?
Up to Fort William, Henry.
That's 2 nights and a bit.
Whoa, is that, what's his name? Something Harris from Chernobyl? So I'm assuming Daniel Day-Lewis is playing one of the colonial people, because he doesn't look like the natives. I'm sure that's just an obvious observation, but I don't know. The first scene, I'm assuming, is just showing that even though he's not a native, he still respects them and works alongside them.
I cannot imagine His Majesty in his benevolence would ever object to his loyal American subjects defending their hearth and home, their women and children.
Does that mean they will be granted leave to defend their homes if the settlements are attacked?
Of course.
You got yourself a colonial militia, General.
Feel like he might regret that decision. I don't know. These don't seem like the kind of people that care about him too much. So obviously this takes place during a real time in history, but is this just a dramatization within this time period, or is this actually based off true events?
I don't know what to say, Duncan.
He just tell her he's going to war?
I truly wish they did, but my feelings don't go beyond friendship.
Isn't that a reasonable basis for a man and woman to be married?
He's just getting rejected. That's what's happening.
In my heart, I know. Once we're joined, we'll be the most marvelous couple in London. Why not let those whom you trust, your father, help settle what's best for you?
Dude gets rejected and says, let better people make the decision for you. That's messed up.
Scout! We must stop soon. Women are tired.
Not here. 2 leagues. Better water.
When the ladies are rested, we will proceed. You understand?
Understand English. Very well.
This dude acts like he knows the place better than him. Gotta trust your guide. Who are they tracking? They're not tracking the people that we just saw, right? That are marching around? Oh, did this guy lead him into a trap? Oh, dang. Oh, freaking made quick work of him right there. Shoot. Oh, dang, scalped him. That's gotta be some major pain. Oh, oh, he lost him though. Oh, jeez, what a throw. Are they different tribes then? Or what's the deal? Because I thought these guys that he was fighting with earlier were natives. I mean, they could just still be and just be different tribes.
We were headed to Fort William Henry.
Wendetak.
Yo.
Showcase Shao. Katalana Shina.
We'll take you as far as the fort.
Oh, okay. Maybe he is part of their tribe or whatever it is, their group, even though he doesn't look quite like them. This is their home, or where they were staying before, isn't it?
Whoever they are, though they're strangers, they're at least entitled to a Christian burial. I've seen the face of war before, sir, but I've not seen war made upon women and children, and almost as cruel as your indifference.
They're not strangers, and they stay as they lay.
Tell her, man. Those are your people. Is that gonna be what motivates them to start getting involved a little bit more? Because it seemed like they didn't want to be involved much before in the earlier conversations.
Where's your real family?
They buried my mom, pa, and my sisters. Chingachgook family with 2 French trappers raised me up as his own. I wasn't but 1 or 2.
That's why he looks different. So he's basically one of their tribe then, because that's how he grew up mostly.
Top of the next ridge. Fort's downhill of it.
I cannot wait to see Papa.
I have a bad feeling about this. Anytime someone says, I can't wait to see so-and-so in a movie, I get apprehensive. Shoot, yep. Things are getting destroyed out there. What a freaking gorgeous shot, too. That looked so cool. The explosions and everything in this look real. Based off his work in Heat, I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Mann went for realistic explosions and things like that in this. Okay, cool shot. Love how many moving pieces there are in these shots here. That's some impressive direction.
Cameron's cabin. Came upon it yesterday. It was burnt out. Everyone murdered. It was Ottawa, allied to the French.
Thank you, sir. Settlers have family out there. That'll be all, sir.
Man, whole lot of idiots in there then. Straight up gave him some valuable information, just tossed it aside.
Why do you hate the gray hair, Magua?
When the gray hair is dead, Magua will eat his heart. Before he dies, Magua will put his children under the knife.
That's some heavy stuff. Man has a lot of anger towards him, that's for sure.
Got some work to do.
Yeah, there's some definite tension between those two.
What are you looking at, sir?
Well, I'm looking at you, miss.
She seems to be into him as well. Got that smile. I would think that they might end up together, but at the same time, I'm worried that she might die because they had a little bit of a moment there.
Major Haber was there. He was at John Cameron's. He saw what it was.
I saw nothing. It would lead me to the conclusion it was other than a raid by savages bent on thievery.
This dude saved your life and you betray him like that. What a fool.
If English law cannot be trusted, maybe these people would do better making their own peace with the French.
That is sedition!
That is the truth.
I'll have you beaten from this fort.
Someday I think you and I are gonna have a serious disagreement.
Oh man, I hope that's a tease to a fight between them later in the movie. What a dope line.
Duncan, I promised you an answer. But the decision I have come to is that I'd rather make the gravest of mistakes than to surrender my own judgment. Please take this as my final answer. It must be no.
Yes, tell him. Oh, I want this guy to not get any happiness at this point. Go pair up with Daniel Day-Lewis. This movie also does a great job at capturing the look and the feel of those early America days. From the costuming to the set pieces to the lighting, it all feels very natural to that time period.
I'll cover you from the top of the bastion.
You're not coming with us?
I got a reason to stay.
That reason wears a striped skirt and work in the surgery.
It does. No offense, but it's a better looking reason than you, Jack Winthrop.
So what's his plan then? Obviously he's staying to nurture a relationship with her, but what's he gonna do if the fight comes to him? They looking for each other right now? Oh, they found each other. Things are official now. It's all heating up. I think she made the right choice in this situation. Nice to see Daniel Day-Lewis get a little bit of love. I don't think he had barely any interactions with females, and there will be blood.
Take it.
Dang it. That's so frustrating, man. He's constantly saving them and helping them. Well, in that case, he didn't do something that helped them, but he'd done so much already for them that they should give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt.
They do not live their lives by your leave. They hack it out of the wilderness with their own two hands, burying their children along the way.
You are defending him because you become infatuated with him.
You are a man with a few admirable qualities, but taken as a whole, I was wrong to have thought so highly of you.
She freaking roasted him. That was some great acting in that scene as well. I was expecting going in to be just blown away by Daniel Day-Lewis's acting, but not to say his acting's been bad or anything. It's just a lot more subtle than what I was anticipating. I think that's the best acting in a scene that I've seen so far. For this movie, that is. Here we go. Jeez, they're doing some massive damage. Whether these effects are practical or CG or a mix of both, they look incredible. Are they surrendering? Or trying to work out a deal or some sort of truce?
I beg you to consider my terms for your surrender. My scouts intercepted this dispatch intended for you.
I regret to inform you that I have no men available to send to your rescue. I advise you to seek terms for surrender.
My fort is yours, under the condition that I be given till dawn to bury my dead.
Whoa, I definitely was not expecting that. Holy crap. Does he have something up his sleeve, or is he serious when he says that he's gonna surrender?
Magua's village, lodges were burnt. Magua's children were killed by the English. I was taken as slave. Magua's wife believed he was dead and became the wife of another.
I can definitely see why he would be against the British then, if that's all the things that happened to him. Those are some pretty awful things.
Monsieur, the fort is yours.
Man, I definitely was not expecting things to go this way as far as the story. They seem to be leaving in peace, but again, I still could be wrong. They're about to get ambushed, aren't they? Trees on both sides. This is the worst position that they could be in right now. Oh, dude, what a freaking shot. Holy crap. That was so freaking cool. And it looked super tense as well, with people just rushing on both sides. Dang, I love the scale of this. There's so many people in the shots, and it looks like pretty much everything going on in the shots is real, whether it's the actors or the extras. Looks like they're firing blanks from the guns because all the smoke effects and things look real.
Before you die, know that I will put under the knife your children, so I will wipe your seed from the earth forever.
Oh, dude, he actually cut out his heart. Oh my gosh, that's insane. I know he mentioned it earlier. I didn't think he was actually gonna do it. You better hurry. Oh, that was too close. I thought she was actually gonna get killed. Let's go, the reunion with the music. It's a sick moment, I love it. If that isn't a subtle metaphor for the two different people, because Daniel Day-Lewis's boat is full of people, whereas Duncan's boat is just him and one other guy, shows his selfishness. That's so sick. Man, I'm all for a canoe chase. Man, these guys look so menacing, and with the torches that they're carrying, with the lighting, definitely adds to it as well.
Go ahead! I want you to go!
If we go, there's a chance there won't be a fight.
You've done everything you can do! Save yourself!
You stay alive. I will find you.
Oh man, I'm worried for him. Oh, he just leaped off that waterfall. That would be intense to do that. Oh gosh, what is his plan right here?
I come to you unarmed and in peace. Mago's heart is twisted. He would make himself into what twisted him. I'm Nathaniel of the Yengeese, Hawkeye, adopted son of Chingachgook of the Mohican people. Let the children of the dead Monroe and the Yengeese officer go free. This belt speaks for my truth.
Dang, freaking called him out. Oh no, that's not gonna fly with our guy. He's definitely not gonna accept that. Okay, Duncan, respect. Shoot.
Take me! Take me! My compliment, sir! Take her and get out!
Duncan, what are they doing to Duncan?
Dang, Duncan redeemed himself. Respect to him. I was not thinking that he'd have the courage to do something like that. He saved them both by offering himself. So where do we go from here, story-wise? That sucks so bad for Alice. That's gonna be a horrible life. Unless our group is going to go save her as well. I don't know. Yes, they're here. Let's go. Gosh, that's so nerve-wracking looking at that right there. One slip and those guys go off the edge. Dang it, dude. I know he didn't say a whole lot the whole movie or was a super prominent character, but I didn't want him to die. Magua is gonna die now for that. Whoa, is she gonna throw herself off? Hold up, you're about to get rescued, don't do that. What? Dude, she just killed herself. I mean, she was in a terrible situation, so I can't blame her too much, but just waited a few seconds longer and she would have been rescued. Dude's dual wielding rifles. You gotta be next level to do that. Oh, the roll. What a freaking move. Oh, that's a sick shot. Oh my. Dang, the dad freaking wrecked him. Took revenge for his son. That was a freaking legit scene with the music and the imagery. I really liked that.
Tell them to be patient, for they are all there. But one, Chingachgook, last of the Mohicans.
That's true, because as much as Nathaniel is part of their family, he's still not a true Mohican. It's a cool shot. Man, if that's the end of the movie right there, Michael Mann... Oh, yeah, it is. Michael Mann certainly likes to end his movies with shots like that, with kind of his characters facing away on a backdrop like that, because that's pretty much the same way that he ended, which it is a cool way to end the movie, kind of right at the height of the emotion and the culmination of the story. He's definitely, referring to Michael Mann, really, really talented at not only just committing to trying to do, I assume, as much practical effects as possible, but he really goes for realism in his movies. With this and Heat now, having watched them for the channel, both of them do a great job making you feel like what you're watching is real action, real gunshots, real explosions, from the sound design to the actual practical effects. It all looks very, very convincing and helps you kind of like transport you into the scene, which I really appreciate. As far as the story and things go, I think it was definitely more of kind of like a simple story, especially comparing it to Heat, not to compare them in quality or anything like that, but just as far as the story goes, this one's definitely a more kind of simple story, at least on first watch, kind of a very straightforward plot. And coming into it, having seen There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis, obviously he won an Oscar for that, and so that's going to be kind of like the peak of his ability, and with that being my first introduction to him, this is definitely not 100% what I was expecting from him in this movie. Not a bad thing. It's just a much more subtle role and much more subtle performance from him in this. He didn't have as many lines. Obviously, in this, he wasn't as much the focus as he was in the other movie. I think overall, he still did a great job, had some very good moments, and having known now that his real voice and accent is English, it's still very impressive, the voices and the accents and dialects that he can pull off. The acting of Madeline Stowe, who played Mrs. Monroe, or the dark-haired Monroe girl, I thought she was really good in this. Probably my favorite actor in this besides Daniel Day-Lewis. I thought all the other acting was pretty good across the board, nothing that detracted or any bad performances like that. Loved the music, thought the music was really good, a standout for me. It's definitely not the kind of music that I would expect for like a war movie or to be behind war scenes or things like that. Alright, so really enjoyed The Last of the Mohicans. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my reaction to it. It was fun to see another Michael Mann movie for the channel. Not sure how many others that I haven't seen of his that I could watch for the channel, but if there are others, definitely let me know. I will say I have seen Collateral, and I believe that's another Michael Mann film, so if there are any others that you would recommend besides that. And this is the second movie that I've seen Daniel Day-Lewis act in as well, and so I'm really excited to check out more of his stuff because I like him as an actor. Obviously this one a lot different than his performance in There Will Be Blood, but obviously you guys have said that, how in every movie he kind of just does a completely different character, which is a huge credit to his acting ability to be able to do such drastically different roles. Because watching it initially, I would think like, oh, this is much more subtle, or I want to see more performance or emotion from his character in certain scenes, but at the same time have to remember that his performance is supposed to be that way, and it's impressive that he is able to pull off such a different feel as well, because we've seen him pull off kind of the more outspoken or more loud performance in There Will Be Blood. And so in the future, watching his movies, I'll definitely go forward expecting that kind of thing, where I don't kind of go in thinking that I'm going to get a performance of his that I've already seen, but something completely different. I didn't know before I watched it what year this came out, but I just looked that it's a 1992 movie, which is pretty impressive, because although it does look a little bit older in the way that it's filmed and there's a little bit of grain and things like that, all the effects and set pieces and lighting and everything look really, really good. It still holds up very, very well, and I mean, that's a credit to Michael Mann's direction and obviously the team behind the costuming and the set design and things like that. So, and as always, if you'd like to watch along with me for the entire length of the movie, definitely check out my Patreon link in the description. That's where you can find my full-length reaction to this, as well as the other stuff from the channel, as well as vote and polls that help me decide what I watch or react to in the future. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Look forward to interacting with you all in the comments of this as well. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this movie or any behind the scenes things as always. But until the next video, I will see you all later. Peace.